and welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, my name is Claudia, and today I'm making a St. Patrick's Day dinner for us. On the menu is some corned beef and cabbage and potatoes, so that's going to be easy. I'm just going to make that in the Instant Pot. I'm also going to make some Irish soda bread. And for dessert, we're going to have some pistachio bundt cake. I know, not very Irish, but we're going to make the pistachio cake green by using matcha. So let's get into it. We're going to start off by making our pistachio cake. I have my oven preheating at 350, and I'm going to cream the butter that it's been sitting at room temperature for a while. So I'm going to cream our butter with the sugar until it's nice and fluffy. We have absolutely no Irish in our bloodline. Wait, I think this is Watson. No, he doesn't have any Irish in it. So, but I really do love a good corned beef and cabbage. Just love the cooked cabbage like that. In Portugal, we have something called cozido, which has like the cooked cabbage and the different kinds of meat and sausages with potato and carrots, and I love having that. The Irish soda bread recipe that I'm making, I've never made before, so excited to make that. As always, I'm gonna leave the recipe down below. So while that is creaming, I'm going to butter my bundt cake pan. This is I believe this is just a 10 cup bundt cake pan. And you just want to make sure you butter it really well. You want to stop it once in a while and just scrape down the sides. Okay, now that it's light and fluffy, we're going to start adding in our eggs one at a time. And I'm going to leave all the ingredients in the description below, as I always do. And the eggs are at room temperature. We're also going to add in the zest of a lemon. And the lemon's going to help bring out the flavor of the pistachio. So I'm just going to scrape down the sides again. Okay, now I'm going to add in a teaspoon of almond extract and a teaspoon of vanilla. Now, the batter is going to look like it's curdled, and that's perfectly fine. Even though I've had my eggs out for quite a while, it does not, like, it looks like it curdled. So now we're going to combine the rest of the ingredients, and I just wanted to show you the pistachios. Here I have 1.5 cup of pistachios that I've put in the food processor and just grounded them up semi-finely. Not like pistachio flour, but pretty fine. Now we're ready to add in our dry ingredients. And I have all-purpose flour here. And because we're using the pistachios, it's going to make the cake very dense. Technically, you want to use cake flour or pastry flour, but I didn't want to go out and buy that kind of flour. So I'm going to add in some cornstarch. And the cornstarch is going to make the cake a lot lighter. So in here I have cornstarch, salt, baking powder, and cardamom. The cardamom is going to help bring out the flavor of the pistachio, and it goes really well with pistachio. I have my ground up pistachios and my matcha powder. This is culinary grade matcha powder that we're gonna use. And I'm just gonna shift it, and I'm gonna sift it into my flour. And this brand of matcha I've been using for many years. It is a Canadian company out of BC, and I find all their matcha is so good. And I really love cooking with this matcha powder. And the matcha is going to help make the cake green. So instead of using food coloring, we're going to use the matcha, and you will not be able to taste it. All right, we also are using buttermilk for this cake. So let's start adding in, I'm going to put in the cornstarch and the cardamom in here as well. And I'm going to start adding in our dry ingredients. And the cake smells so good. I really love using almond extract in cakes like this. So you want to alternate your dry ingredients with the buttermilk. And after each time you put in the buttermilk, just make sure that it's all incorporated before you start adding in the flour again. So I added in all the flour, and my last is going to be the buttermilk. Look at that beautiful green color from the matcha. So now I'm going to let it go slow and add in the pistachio. I'm just going to stop it and scrape down the sides. This cake smells incredible, just incredible. The smell of the pistachio and the almond extract. Okay, and that is it. We don't want to overbeat our cake. So as you can see, I mean, the thing that took the longest was shelling out all the pistachios, because the price difference was just too great for me to buy shelled pistachios, because one bag of pistachios of 200 grams was $3.99, and I used 2 bags of pistachios, and the shelled ones, 170 grams, was $10.99. Yeah, and we weren't gonna do that. High hopes for this cake. It certainly smells delicious. Okay, so I have my bundt cake pan that I've buttered really well, and now I'm just going to put the batter in. Oh my goodness, it's such a vibrant green color. Beautiful. It is a very dense cake though. I don't know if you can tell, but the batter is very thick. It smells like ice cream. And pistachio ice cream is probably my favorite, along with walnut ice cream. Maple walnut or walnut, that's my favorite ice cream. Or, of course, you can't go wrong with vanilla. Okay, let's spread this out. Our cake now goes into the oven for about 60 minutes, and then we'll check on it. Okay, now we're gonna do the corned beef, because this needs to cook in the pressure cooker for about an hour, and it's 3:20. We're gonna have this for dinner. I'm just gonna show you what I got. This is a corned beef brisket, and it was $15.62 for what is this, almost 3 pounds. and it was $12.52 a kilo, and it already comes with the seasoning in it. It says perfect for pressure cooker, and the instructions here says that it needs to cook for about an hour. So I'm gonna put the trivet, my pressure cooker comes with this little trivet. I'm gonna put that inside, and I'm gonna add in some water. Probably like you want to empty the brisket into the Instant Pot with all the brine in it. You know what I can't wait for? Tomorrow, when we're gonna have corned beef hash brown, like corned beef hash. That's it. That's gonna be so good. So now I'm gonna put it in the Instant Pot, turn it on, and let it go for an hour. And only after are we gonna cook our potatoes, carrots, onions, and cabbage after, because those are gonna cook so much faster. So I put in about 4 cups of water, just enough to sort of cover it. And now I'm gonna close the lid and turn it on. So now I put it for an hour, close the little thing, and off it goes. Here is our cake fresh out of the oven. It cracked a little bit, but this part is going down, so that doesn't really matter. And it took about an hour and 5 minutes. And it smells so good. I'm gonna let it cool for about 15 minutes in the pan, and then I'm gonna turn it out on the cooling rack and let it cool completely. We're back from walking Maggie, and now we're going to make the Irish soda bread. In here I have a flour, tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of baking soda, and salt. And I'm just going to give it a mix. And this bread doesn't have any yeast in it. What's going to make the bread grow is we're using a buttermilk. I have some buttermilk here, and the baking soda combined is what's going to help the bread grow. So here I have 1 egg, and I have some melted butter. This is buttermilk. I'm gonna mix the egg and the buttermilk. And it was just cold buttermilk. I'm gonna mix in the butter, and I have my oven at 400. This comes together so quick. I'm just gonna make a simple Irish soda bread. We're not gonna put any currants in it. You can also add in some cheese, but I'm just keeping it plain. So now I'm just going to mix it with my spatula, and you just want to form a ball. Make sure that all the flour is well incorporated. And it's a sticky dough. It's not like your traditional bread dough. Flour my hands and help bring this together a little bit into a ball. Okay, so that is all we're doing with it. And now I have my cast iron pan. You can also do it like in a casserole dish or something like that. So now I want to form it into a ball. It is quite sticky. We're gonna sprinkle it with a little bit of flour. And need a smaller knife. Okay, in the oven now for about 35 to 40 minutes. So I'm just going to clean this up and then start making our cabbage and potatoes and carrots. And by then our bread should be done. Okay, so I've removed the corned beef and now I'm going to do the vegetables, and I still have some of the cooking liquid from the corned beef. So I cut some cabbage into wedges. I'm not using the whole cabbage because I don't think everything is going to fit in here. I have some russet potatoes that I cut into chunks, and carrots, and then onions. So let's see. Yeah, that's way too much. All right. So now I'm going to pressure cook for, I'm going to say like 4 minutes. While we wait for our vegetables to cook, we're going to finish off our pistachio cake. I'm going to make a lemon frosting to go on top of the cake. I have 1/4 cup of unsalted butter. I'm going to add in a little bit of salt. And then we're going to do 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, between 3 and 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. I think I'm going to do 3, which works out to 1.5 lemons, and some a bit of vanilla extract. And we're going to mix this up until it's nice and fluffy. Start off slow so your sugar doesn't go all over the place. And you want the butter to be at room temperature.